You're welcome once again to Breed Abundance. And today we'll be talking about needs and wants. Needs and wants. So, what is a need? A need is basically something that is essential for living. A need is something that is required to survive as humans in this world. So, a need is necessity. A need is something that is essential. A need is something that is required for survival on the earth. And we can say a need is a must-have. So what is a want? A want is something that will make life more comfortable. A want is something that will make life probably more enjoyable, but not necessarily an essential part of it. So it's something you can do without basically. But if you have it, yes, life will be more fun, more enjoyable, but you can do without it. Meaning without it, you can still survive. That is a want. So we can say in summary that a need is something that is required for survival. A need is a must-have. While a want is a good to have, we can say is a nice to have, is a wish to have. That is a want. Okay, so let me give some examples. In the past, human needs were basically three, and that is food, clothing, and shelter. Because we all know that you can only go without food for a certain number of days, after which you need to be the word bye if you don't get to eat or drink water. So basically, food is a need. Clothing is a need because you need something to put on your body to keep you from the weather and to keep your body safe. So clothing is a need. Shelter is a need as well because you need somewhere to lay your head and sleep at night. So food, clothing, and shelter have been described as the human need for a long time. But now two things have been added to the list of human needs, and that is education and healthcare. Because it has been discovered that to have a good future, you need education one way or the other, whether formal education or informal education. You need to have a form of education, a form of a way in which you acquire knowledge. So education has become a human need. The same with healthcare, because you might fall sick, there might be an issue with your health, and you need healthcare to help get things back to normal. So basically, human needs: food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare. So wants, in fact, there is no end to the list of wants. Want can go as far as you can desire, as far as you can wish for. Want, there are a lot of wants. As good as a car is a want, because somehow you can do without it. As you can survive without it, even though it's essential, but you can still survive without it. So a car will be categorized under want. Although sometimes we can get that's on a general basis, because sometimes a person's want might be someone else's need, and one person's need might be someone else's want. So but on a general note, like things like vacation is a want, it's not a need. If you don't go on vacation, you will not die. So there are some things like that are not basic needs, they are wants. So that is the basic difference between needs and wants. Yeah, I know at this point someone is wondering, so what are you saying? Are you saying once I meet my basic needs, I should not bother about my wants? Are you saying my wants are not important? No, that is not what I'm saying. The essence of this video is for you to just understand the difference between your needs and your wants, because it will actually help you in managing your finances better if you know the difference between the two. Before I go on, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to this channel if you are yet to do so. Click on the subscribe button below, like and share our videos with your friends. Okay, so one thing I want us to know is that wants are normal. There is no single human being that does not have a want. It's normal for us to have wants. So it's absolutely normal to have wants. There's nothing wrong in having wants. And our wants change from time to time. What was a want for you 3-4 years ago might probably not be a want for you anymore today. So our want change from time to time because we evolve, we change, we grow, our circumstances change, and our want change as well. So that is fine. But the important thing is that, like I said earlier, one person's want might be someone else's need, and one person's need might be someone else's want. So let me explain what I mean by this. So let me use an example. I'll use the example of a car. So for someone that works remotely 100% from home, and probably most of the places it goes to are around his area within a trackable distance, for that person, a car will not be a need. A car is a want. But for someone else who commutes to work on a daily basis and who actually has need of going to different places and it needs a car, for that kind of person, a car will no longer be a want, it will be a need. So let me give an example. I know of someone that if he commutes to work by driving in his car, he spends about 20 minutes to get to work. And if he has to go through public transportation, he actually ends up spending like 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours thereabout to get to work. So for that kind of person, a car is no longer a want. It has become a need, because by driving to work, he can save more than 1.5 hours of his time by having a car. So at that point, for that kind of person, a car is no longer a want. It has become a need. So that is what I mean by someone in need might be someone else's want. So what do you need to do? You need to create spending priorities between your needs and your wants. Yes, spending priorities between your needs and your want. So you do this by, one, know the items that are essential for you. Secondly, know the items that are not essential but important. So for instance, the example of that guy I gave earlier who commutes regularly, even though a car is not generally a need, but for this person, it falls in this category of being very important. And lastly, you need to know what is not essential and not important. So for instance, a very simple example, chocolate is not essential, it's not important. If it falls on your budget and you can afford it, why not? But it's not essential and it's not important. Eating in a restaurant as well will fall in this category. It's not essential and it's not important. If you can afford it, fine. But if not, you can do without it, basically. Yeah, so the basic rule here is you must meet your needs first before you start meeting your wants. So for instance, if on your budget 50% of your income is allocated to spending, you know that spending will now be divided between needs and wants. So for you, probably want to spend 40% on your needs and 10% on your wants. For somebody else, might want to spend 35% on his needs and 15% on his wants. So that becomes an individual thing. It depends on you. But basically, you need to meet your needs first. You need to spend on your needs first before you start spending on your wants. So I'll stop here today, and in the next video, we'll look at how to manage our wants. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel and like our videos, share with your friends and your loved ones. Like I always say, it's good we learn together, we grow together, and we become better together. So I see you in my next video. Thank you, and keep breeding abundance.